News is proudly brought to you by
Hello and welcome. This is TVWAN News. Thanks for joining us. In this edition, peace agreement between the warring tribes, external auditors to be engaged, and Laos beat Namibia. Peace negotiations between the warring tribes in Wapenamanda concluded in Mount Hagen on Friday, November 14th. A final peace agreement is expected to be signed in Port Moresby on Wednesday this week. This is a result of civil unrest in August this year. Acting Assistant Commissioner of Police Western End Joseph Tondop said the tribal fight between the Yakuman and Yangukim tribes that started in August has claimed the lives of more than 30 people, with properties destroyed. The fight included the closure of the highway linking the multi-million Kina Pogara gold mine. ACP Tondop said the first negotiations between leaders of the two warring tribes took place 2 weeks ago, and the second meeting on Friday, November 14th, resulted in a 4-day ceasefire that took immediate effect until Wednesday, November 19th. The peace agreement will be signed in Port Moresby this week. What could have been resolved months ago took a long time as peace negotiations were stalled due to disagreements on both sides and logistical issues. Acting ACP Tondop said the presence of increased members of security forces in Wapenamanda is imperative. Meanwhile, the fighting has stopped. However, the situation remains tense between the two warring tribes. External auditors will be involved in the budgetary process of Morobe province. Newly elected Governor and Finchafan MP Rainbow Paita emphasized that all 10 districts of Morobe need to see tangible outcomes with money going to the right sector.
For many years, open members of parliament from the rural districts of Morobe have always questioned the provincial government and provincial executive council on the allocation of funding. Many have claimed that there is an unfair distribution of funds. Finchafan MP and Morobe's newly elected governor, Rainbow Paita, who was voted in on Thursday, November 13th, 2025, gave the assurance that things will be different this time.
I'm very interested in seeing where we've been spending. Because it might be an issue of you're getting enough, but you're not spending, and you're saying, because there's no tangible outcome from what you're getting, you think that you need more. So we need to look at where we've been wasting money, which programs have just been draining the budget, which program are really good outcomes. Earning the money is one thing, actually putting that money to good use is another thing altogether, how we implement the budget. So for me, I think when we structure a new budget, yes, we look at what we're missing out. We try to work with IRC to look at GST collections, people paying their right taxes, but at the same time there's an obligation for us to manage things like simple roads, power blackouts.
Paita further said the engagement of external auditors like KPMG or Deloitte will ensure that money is allocated to the right sector instead of being spent on hired vehicles, hotel accommodation or conferences that don't need to happen. He aims to end the practice of excessively spending on administrative tasks where money runs out in lay and does not reach the rural areas of Morobe. Kamala Guare, TVWAN News, Lay.
Meantime, Morobe's public service machinery will also be audited. This is part of the provincial reform that should be expected under the leadership of new Morobe Governor Rainbow Paita, who was voted in on Thursday, November 13, 2025. Paita emphasized that he has only 15 months remaining to set a strong foundation for the province before heading to the polls in the 2027 national general election.
We will bring in Deloitte's, I will bring in Deloitte's to look at public service now. Public service, all man staplo pool, all sim fortnight stop nothing, or are they visiting all areas? All man sim pay the solo, true pay one the position work, or all sim pay nothing, na stop nothing. So Deloitte should be engaged to do a audit on all our public, the public service machinery to tell us which bottlenecks, which one didn't work, and then we work with public service department, minister, or look at where we can cut, lean, mean, you remove him province. And if people need to go and they've been sitting on positions and they're killing, unfortunately I will remove them. So I will not lose sleep over removing people who are just serially, incompetent and not doing their jobs.
Prime Minister James Morobe has called on all public servants in the country to rise up and work with determination and focus to support the country's development. The Prime Minister made this plea to all government workers to contribute effectively to nation building while utilizing the resources at hand to the best of their ability. Speaking at the opening of a multi-purpose hall for the University of PNG School of Medicine and Health Sciences at the 3 Mile Port Moresby campus recently, Prime Minister James Morobe brought to the spotlight a very weak performance by public servants. He appealed for government workers to improve performances as PNG begins on its next 50 years journey. The Prime Minister urged public servants to work to the best of their ability and deliver services no matter the position or the salary level they were at. He also acknowledged efforts by medical lecturers at the school, such as PNG's leading medical professional and mentor, Sir Professor Isi Kevao. The Prime Minister said as part of the reforms after the 50 years of independence, Papua New Guinea must work to get its doctor-to-patient ratio greatly improved, which is currently among the lowest not just in the Pacific region but in the world. The UPNG School of Health Sciences multi-purpose hall cost 3.8 million kina to construct from a 5 million kina funding by the national government and was completed in 10 months. It is the first of a number of buildings in the Phase 1 plan for the school, which will transition into a fully fledged medical university to be called the PNG University of Medicine and Health Sciences. This comes after the passing of legislation for its establishment by Parliament in the October 2025 session. The Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary members will be deployed during the second week of December as part of the festive season police operations. Police Commissioner David Manning made this announcement during a press conference held recently. Manning said traffic incidents are a major concern during the festive season. Therefore, the constabulary will work closely with the traffic division to ensure there are roadblocks to stop and search public road users to avoid road accidents during the festive season.
The festive season coming up. Unfortunately, it is a time to be joyful and celebrate the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. There's still a lot of things that happen during that time. The constabulary throughout the country will be out, will be deployed from the second week of December to ensure that the whole country celebrates in a safe and secure manner. But we'll continue. We'll also be ramping up our traffic enforcement as well. We'll work closely with the Road Traffic Authority.
This is TV1 News. We'll have the day's other stories when we come back. Stay with us.
For too long, banking has felt out of reach for many. But now, BSP's One-Took Wallet is here to change that. Send and receive money, pay bills, and top up. It's your money, wherever, whenever. Because at BSP, we are committed to improving how our customers connect to our One-Toks, to our family, to the ones we love. BSP's One-Took Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# for everyone.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Buying PNG made.
We've been traveling along this road together for over 50 years. Ella Motors acknowledges the visionaries and hard work that have been the driving strength to continued nation building. We live, prosper, sustainably grow with the community, whilst developing quality mobility chains, aspiring to be your first choice on every occasion. Ella Motors, celebrating with Papua New Guinea throughout our independence golden jubilee.
PNG's favorite soft drink now in bottles. Goldspot brings you fresh, bold flavors in brand new 500ml bottles. Taste the rainbow. More freshness, more flavor, more fun. Lime, orange, raspberry, and pineapple. Proudly made in PNG. Proudly Goldspot.
Cold Power Citrus Blast uses stain-fighting active particles to remove dirt, grease and stains from your family's washing with less scrubbing and rubbing, reducing wear and tear and saving you time. Cold Power Citrus Blast has an amazing citrus fragrance that gives that extra freshness that will last all day long.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Try. They have men, you know. They have men. Super try. Oh, the offloading is magnificent.
Thanks for staying with us. The Department of Prime Minister has officially launched an ambitious national initiative to plant 30,000 mangroves by the year 2030, in partnership with the Office of Conservation and the Environment Protection Authority and the University of Papua New Guinea. This activity held in Tahira underpins the importance of protecting the natural systems that sustained our people and our future.
In a ceremony at Bootless Bay, the Chief Secretary to Government, Ivan Pomalio, acknowledged the traditional landowners and custodians of the area for their invaluable stewardship and customary knowledge essential to conservation efforts. Pomalio said mangroves are crucial to the ecological and economic health of our coastal zones and protect our shorelines, act as necessary grounds for vital marine life, and serve as significant carbon sinks in our fight against climate change. He said planting mangroves is a practical step towards enhancing resilience for coastal communities, strengthening biodiversity, and honoring the environment. Pomalio also highlighted that his initiative is more than an environmental exercise. It is a strategic investment in the nation's commitment to international community goals. The government says PNG has committed to several international agreements, including reducing carbon emissions and enhancing natural carbon sinks at the Climate COP and participating in the Kunming-Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework, and this mangrove rehabilitation initiative is a cornerstone of achieving these commitments. Chief Secretary Pomaleo has called for action from all sectors, local communities, development partners, NGOs, and the private sector to realize the target of 30,000 mangroves by 2030. Frida Kana, TVWAN News.
The United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, with funding support from the Australian Border Force, has donated 6 sets of IT equipment and 15 sets of drug and precursor test kits to the Papua New Guinea Customs Service. These resources are designated for the Passenger and Cargo Control Program Port Control Units in PNG. The handover took place during the closing ceremony of the UNODC WCO Interpol Passenger and Cargo Control Program's Law Enforcement Assistant Program training on combating deforestation and illicit timber trafficking last month. PNG Customs Chief Commissioner David Towe expressed gratitude for the continued partnership with UNODC. He appreciates UNODC's support through ongoing capacity building, training initiatives, and now through the donation of the IT equipment and drug test kits. The Mineral Resources Development Company has completed the disbursement of royalty and equity payment for the PNG LNG plant site landowners in Central Province. Over 74 million kina, representing 40% of the total benefit, was disbursed into the bank account of 83 benefiting clans from 4 villages.
Export facilities are located. The royalty payments cover the period from 2022 to current, whilst the equity payments cover 2018 to present. Under the Oil and Gas Act established benefit structure, 40% of royalty and equity payment is distributed as cash payment to beneficiaries, whilst the remaining 60% is allocated for Community Investment Trust Fund and Future Generations Trust Fund programs, which are 30% each. Before dispersing payments, an awareness session was held with villagers on the total royalty declared per year, the distribution structure in accordance with the PNG LNG royalty payments breakup. The landowners were informed that all PNG LNG royalty payments will be made directly to their bank accounts. MRDC Managing Director and CEO Augustine Mano commended MRDC and National Petroleum Authority officials for the smooth and efficient manner in which the awareness and disbursement of benefits were carried out in the last 2 weeks. MRDC is now preparing payments for the other PNG LNG affected beneficiaries, being pipeline landowners across 7 segments in Gulf, Southern Highlands, Western and Hela provinces, and Heights PDL 7 in Hela province. Susan Oreape, TVWAN News.
Operator of the K92 Gold Mine, or K92 Mining, in Eastern Highlands Province reported record financial results for the 3rd quarter, recently following the previously announced quarterly production of 44,323 ounces of gold equivalent on October 8, 2025. The monumental quarter was highlighted by record financial performance and the successful completion of the new 1.2 million tons per annum Stage 3 processing plant under budget, marking a major milestone for both K92 and the future of Papua New Guinea. The 3rd quarter financial report delivered continued growth and significant financial contributions to Papua New Guinea's economy and stakeholders. The company is proud to report the following in its 3rd quarter 2025 financial results. 161 million in corporate tax payments to the government of Papua New Guinea subsequent to quota end. An additional 108 million kina was paid in tax installments, bringing total corporate tax payments to date in 2025 to 407 million kina. 228 million kina in capital investment, primarily for advancing the Stage 3 expansion. 19 million kina spent on exploration activities targeting near mine and regional growth. 12 million kina in royalty paid. 3 million kina in Mineral Resource Authority levies. 147 million kina spent with local supplies, strengthening the domestic economy, and 3 million investment and 3 million kina investment in community programs supporting health, education, and infrastructure. These results highlight K92's ongoing commitment to delivering long-term benefits to Papua New Guinea through responsible resource and skill development, ongoing partnerships with stakeholders, and meaningful economic and community contributions. K92 Mining's Chief Executive Officer John Levis said the third quarter report marks the successful contribution of the new 1.2 million tons per annum Stage 3 processing plant under budget, adding that the strong operational results and the advancement of several projects to set the company up for success in the near and long term. The completion of the Stage 3 process plant is a milestone not only for K92 but for Papua New Guinea. And now a look at the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2368 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2293, $0.3483 Australian dollars, $0.1892 euro, and 35.14 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, copper closed higher, gold, coffee, cocoa, and crude oil closed lower, and copra and palm oil closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, the ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. You're watching TVWAN News. Stay tuned. We'll have news overseas when we return.
Banking doesn't have to be complicated. With PSP's One Talk Wallet, control your money wherever, whenever. Dial *131#, enter your PIN, select cash in or out, and generate a secure code to withdraw cash. It's the only wallet for cardless ATM withdrawals. Send and receive funds, pay for goods and bills, or withdraw cash with ease. All with PSP's One Talk Wallet. PSP's One Talk Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# today.
From the rich soils of the highlands, the finest coffee has been grown by generations of Papua New Guineans. Expertly blended and roasted with over 80 years of experience, making the finest cup of Nescafe New Guinea blend. PNG's own coffee.
Life is about making memories, sharing new adventures. Go beyond the familiar. Don't let bacteria hold you back from experiencing the world. Protex uses natural antibacterial protection with flaxseed oil and eliminates 99.9% of bacteria. Free yourself. Go beyond with Protex.
Long year 2024, 7 baby I born one time HIV. HIV I can go long baby long triple rot. Time bel mama I get HIV, long time long carrying baby, na time baby is susu. Tasol Yumi can help him bel mama, long look out him baby inside long bell. Go quick time long bel mama clinic, na kiss him antenatal check. Time Yumi pan him sick HIV area, or time bel mama I positive penis, early treatment I can save him baby. Give him baby healthy start long life. Stop him spread long sick HIV I go long baby. This lutok sawa I come long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
Enjoying life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Hot in talk, young or old, a scale race, family meal we're told. We'll bring out the smiles cause it's our favorite reminds. Sandy sick, all scale rise, long scale, scale price. Sandy sick, all scale rise, long scale, scale price. And you like it.
Meet UmiPay, your digital wallet from TISA Bank. Your gateway to seamless transactions. Withdraw cash anytime at your nearest TISA agent. Send money to family and friends anytime, anywhere. Top up and pay with just a scan. From taxis to coffee and small businesses, UmiPay makes every payment simple. UmiPay, powered by TISA Bank.
The NBA on ESPN is happening now. We don't know who's going to catch fire or who will shock the world. We don't know which bucket will break some hearts, who's showing up courtside, if dynasties will ever dynasty again. And we don't know which play will become a poster. But we do know that for tip-off, Christmas, finals, and everywhere in between,
Stop playing with me.
ESPN is your home for hoops.
Welcome back. While the world land early on that Ethiopia will host COP32, the question of who will host COP31 remains unresolved after a week of talks in Brazil. Australia continues to receive overwhelming support to host COP31 in partnership with the Pacific, yet Turkey remains what several delegates have described as an immovable stonewall. Australia reaffirmed that it remains committed to the bid. Australia says its bid enjoys overwhelming support within the UN regional group responsible for the decision, Western Europe, and has strong backing from the Pacific. With rumors mounting that the deadlock may continue, the Pacific remains hopeful that a consensus can still be reached. Queensland's health minister says the state's public hospitals are bearing the brunt of a critical shortage of nursing home beds that costing taxpayers more than $2 million a day. Elderly people and dementia sufferers are among those stranded in hospital beds as they wait for a position in regional aged care.
Nellie Davis is stuck in the Bundaberg Base Hospital waiting for an aged care bed. It's heartbreaking for her husband after 60 years of marriage.
Retirement's supposed to be the best time of your life. Well, it ain't ours no more.
The 79-year-old has dementia and needs full-time care.
They need to be looked after. They need to be cared for. But they do not need to be in hospital in acute beds.
More than 1,100 Queenslanders are in hospitals waiting for placements.
That is a hospital the size of the Royal Brisbane and Women's Hospital, the largest hospital in the state, every day.
The Premier says it's not only hurting families, it's making ramping and bed block worse.
This is about squarely in front and centre, about aged care and disability care, and they are the responsibility of the federal government.
Nursing home operator Andrew Ainscoe agrees the bed shortage is dire.
We don't have a big enough model. On a day-by-day basis, I am triaging a triage list of critical cases.
He wants to increase capacity but needs government support.
We're successfully right now growing staffing. We're ready to go, but I can't grow because I can't add beds to the community.
The state government says the issue will top the agenda at the National Health Ministers meeting in Brisbane next month. George Davis fears time is running out for a safe home for his wife.
I think it's about time the government wake up themselves and got in and done things.
The Federal Health Minister says he's prepared to negotiate with the states on hospital funding and NDIS reforms and hopes to finalise a deal by the end of the year.
The coalition has unveiled its long-awaited climate and energy policy, promising to prioritise affordability over cutting emissions.
Uniting behind a plan, the coalition leaders standing side by side, putting months of turmoil behind them.
The plan that I released today is all about affordable energy and responsible emissions reduction.
This debate is not one predicated on science, it is one predicated on economics. The lived experience that Australians are feeling in their energy bill every quarter.
Liberal and Nationals members meeting virtually today to sign off on the 30-page climate and energy policy, pledging to direct the nation's energy market operator to design a grid focused on cost and reliability, not on cutting emissions, to put constraints on the rollout of renewables in the regions, to establish an East Coast gas reserve, and to use taxpayer funds to underwrite new and existing power generation, including coal and gas plants. That's despite concerns from Liberal moderates.
We've said all along that we will take a technology-neutral approach.
The coalition dumping the net zero climate target and dismantling most of Labor's policies to drive down emissions. Instead,
we will reduce emissions on average year on year, in line with comparable countries and as fast and as far as technology will allow.
If anyone thinks that there is certainty in the coalition going forward, then they're not paying any attention to the rabble and clown show that the coalition have become.
The policy reset a victory for the Nationals and Conservative Liberals worried about rising support for One Nation. Their next target, immigration.
They are trying to outflank Pauline Hanson.
The coalition has taken a huge gamble and it's asking voters to take a leap of faith. Susan Lee won't say when power bills would come down under her plan or by how much. And she won't commit to setting emissions reduction targets until the coalition's in government. Labor is vulnerable to attacks on rising electricity costs. The question is whether Australians are convinced by the alternative plan.
It's been a big day for some of Victoria's major infrastructure projects. Melbourne's Metro Tunnel will open a week earlier than expected. The Prime Minister has promised extra federal funding for the embattled suburban rail loop, and Melbournians also had their first look at the soon-to-open West Gate Tunnel.
It's full steam ahead for Melbourne's Metro Tunnel as it prepares to start taking passengers a week earlier than planned.
Here we go.
Here we are in our tunnel. This has taken a decade of vision and determination to deliver this project.
The Premier today announcing the $15 billion underground rail line will now open on November 30 as she and the Prime Minister toured the new State Library station. The early opening made possible after the project received the final tick of approval from the National Rail Safety Regulator, though it'll start with a reduced timetable.
Before we make the big switch on the 1st of February, where 1,000 additional services will be added.
But the biggest surprise today was saved for Melbourne's suburban rail loop. The Prime Minister staying on board with the controversial project.
If there have ever been two leaders who are infrastructure nerds, you are looking at us right here.
And promising additional funding in the next federal budget, on top of the $2.2 billion already committed by the Commonwealth. But the PM stopped short of saying exactly how much.
Well, you have to wait and see for the budget. We have budgets for a reason.
A Premier and a Prime Minister saying one day they might have some money to pay for something, I mean, frankly, that's worth nothing.
Across town, more than 50,000 people also had tunnel vision. Melburnians taking the opportunity to explore the new Westgate Tunnel on foot before it opens to cars next month, with some already head over heels.
I'm really, really impressed. It's been all worth all those years of disruption.
This is major infrastructure for Melbourne. This is big time.
I think it'll be iconic. I think as time goes by, it'll become another centrepiece of Melbourne.
The government claiming the tunnel will ease congestion and take thousands of trucks off local roads.
I don't know how much traffic it's going to relieve, but it'll be interesting to see in the next year.
Today's Westgate Tunnel walk has gone ahead despite the objections of the Firefighters Union, who've again raised safety concerns about the project. They say that firefighters don't have the necessary resources to respond if there's an emergency in the tunnel.
We're not going to be used as guinea pigs for them to open up their tunnel just basically on poles.
We simply would not be opening the Westgate Tunnel project if it was not safe.
A big day for big build projects as eyes turn to the next state election.
You're watching TVWAN News. Later in sports, raising funds for children's education and golf, Komara trashed.
Start your day by doing the 1, 2, 3 with Colgate. Wake up. Brush your teeth. And smile. Smile throughout your day with Colgate.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Hi.
Yes.
Can I get a loan for my PNV contract?
You need to fill out these forms, these ones, and then you can get back to me. Okay?
Hello? Hello? Anyone? Hi, I'm Kenny. Can I get a loan here?
Not here. Not right now.
Hi, I'm Kenny. Can I get a loan here?
Of course, Kenny. I'll take down your details. I'll help with the credit check.
Thank you.
And I'll help with your business plan.
1 car Kenny. 20 car Kenny. 1,000 car Kenny. FinCorp. Fast forward your finance from zero to hero.
Mtambo tru lonkarim o salim na simokin. Marijuana or all drugs no good ikam lo overseas or some cocaine or crystal meth. Nupla law or likolim Controlled Substances Act 2021 by making sawe lo you lo baim court fine enough money mark enough lo 2 million kina or go life year calabus. This platok sawe ikam long National Narcotics Bureau. One time halivim bilom Australia Papua New Guinea Law na Justice Partnership.
In a country torn by corruption and fear, one man refuses to surrender. Ricardo Dalisai has fought drug lords, terrorists, and traitors. But the greatest threat comes from inside the halls of power. When justice is silenced, one hero will make his stand. Brothers Chapter 5 season premiere, Thursday, 20th November at 8 p.m.
You've had a book published every 18 months with Parkington. Do you know what our little problem is? You have writer's block.
Let me get this straight. Your boss is making you go to a ranch for 2 weeks so you can write another book.
Yes.
Got a pretty cool job, Ethan.
I'm Hope.
Hi, Ethan. When Hope's mom died, she spiraled downward. Frank was so badly injured, and Joy was just dealing with it on her own. I came here to be with Hope, to help her.
Welcome back. A creative way of raising funds for charity was organized by the Manam Island community in Port Moresby on Saturday, 15th November, in the form of an inaugural charity soccer tournament. Manam Islanders came in numbers to support their respective villages back on Manam Island and also in care centers along the north coast of Madang.
It was a blessed day for Manam people. Some pure, but many were of mixed parentage, gathered on the fields at Murray Barracks, dividing the 16 registered teams between the two soccer fields. The teams were divided into 4 pools, A, B, C, and D, for the knockouts. A mixed team consisted of 7 team members. Each team played 15 minutes each way, doing their best for the most of the day until the finals. Though most of the team members haven't played soccer for a very long time, with the coaching and help of a few skilled players, those teams made it to the finals. The event was initiated by Manam Island Books Project Manager, Shalanta Boli.
The vision and mission of MIPP is to improve the quality of education and the livelihoods of our communities back on Manam Island and in the care centers. So MIPP has been very vocal about education, and this charity cup will be raising funds where we'll be giving back to our existing elementary and primary schools.
A team from 9 Mile that registered Samika FC proved to be the best team on the day and came in first. It did not just win. The other two Manam teams, Cool X and Dugu Dogs, gave it a good challenge in the last shootouts to the final score of 2-1 over the Dugu Dogs. Aside from receiving the Muriki Foundation Cup awarded to the Samika FC as the first winner, they were accorded 2,000 kina. The second runner-up was the Dugu Dogs of Dugulaba Village, who received 1,500, and the second runner-up were the Kulex from Kuluguma Village, were awarded 1,000 kina. Each participating team also received a consolation prize of 250 kina. However, these prizes will all be donated to the village primary or elementary schools which each team represents.
It's not a financial giveaway, but actually teams that are playing, they win for their schools back at home. So first place gets 2,000 kina worth of educational and stationery materials for their schools from their respective villages. And it goes down succeedingly from first to the 16th spot.
Frida Kana, TV1 Sports.
The first leg of the Tomaringa Royals Rugby Union Sevens Community Policing Initiative concluded successfully on November 15, 2025 at the Tomaringa Police Barracks, Gazelle District, East New Britain Province. Kinabot Piggies of Kokopo showcased their class throughout the tournament and were crowned Ultimate Cup winners with 1,500 cash prize after defeating Tomaringa Bullets in the grand final.
Wouldn't have been possible without the incredible support of the sponsors, teams and the community. A total of 20 teams from Gazelle, Kokopo and Rabaul districts took part in the 3-day tournament. Cup runners-up Tomaringa Bullets picked up 1,000 kina cash. Third place went to Tomaringa Royals, who got 500 kina. Kinabot Piggy's speed sensation and scoring machine Douglas Park was the player of the tournament, picking up 100 kina cash. Host Royals Rugby Union Club extended heartfelt gratitude to all sponsors for their invaluable support in making the first leg of the Tomaringa Royal Sevens tournament a remarkable success. Their commitment and generosity to come on board and support the theme Strength in Unity, Pride in Community will continue to uplift the spirit of good sportsmanship and promote unity within the community. The tournament was played under beautiful weather conditions, ensuring a joyful and competitive experience for all participating teams and supporters. The committee extended gratitude to former PNG Sevens legend Paul Joseph for officiating the games. They are now looking forward to the continued partnership and support in the upcoming legs of the series and future tournaments. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The Papua New Guinea Laos have defeated Namibia by 6 wickets in the Women's T20 Quadrangular Series in Thailand on Saturday, November 15th. Namibia was bowled out for 74 in 19.4 overs, their innings never finding sustained momentum after early wickets reduced them to 2-4-0. PNG's bowling attack kept constant pressure throughout the innings. Leading the attack, Mairi Tom was outstanding with figures of 2 wickets for 8 runs from 3.4 overs, supported by Isabel Toa, who also claimed 2 wickets for 12 runs in a full 4-over spell. Pauke Saika, Dike Tohua Lohia and Haya Thomas each contributed crucial breakthroughs, restricting Namibia from building any momentum. In response, the Laos reached 75 for 4 in 19.1 overs, competing the chase through measured batting and smart running between the wickets. The Laos have so far won 1 match and lost 1. Port Moresby's Gulf Comara were trashed 8-1 in their debut OFC futsal outing against an experienced New Zealand's Waikato side. Port Moresby-based Gulf Comara Futsal Club in making history as the first team from Papua New Guinea to participate in the OFC Futsal Men's Champions League. It comes off as a landmark year for futsal development in PNG with the introduction of the first domestic futsal league this year.
In their first match against Waikato, the Gulf Comara settled quickest, controlling possession through the back three and creating early pressure. Waikato's bright start was rewarded when Casey Chaplin drove into the area and squared the ball for Maxwell Eriksson, who finished first time to open the scoring. Gulf Comara FC responded with energy on the counter and created several chances, but struggled to keep the ball under pressure. Waikato continued to create clear opportunities, with Eriksson and Chaplin continuing to threaten up front, but the New Zealanders struggled to find a finishing touch. Gulf Comara's keeper Willie Gerega was busy throughout the half, pulling off a series of strong stops to keep the margin tight. Comara's best attacking moments came through quick counters led by captain Troy Dobbin and Kenneth Ara. Waikato 2 and Gulf Comara 0 was the score at half-time. The second half was a one-sided affair as Waikato's resilience proved too strong for Papua New Guinea champions, scoring 6 goals in the second half to extend their lead and close out a comprehensive victory on opening day. Susan Oreape, TVWAN Sports.
The National Rugby League has released the full 2026 sample State of Origin schedule, which will see Australian sport's greatest rivalry return to the MCG and the first Women's State of Origin clash on the Gold Coast.
The 2026 Ample State of Origin series will kick off in Blues territory at Arco Stadium in Sydney on Wednesday, May 27, before heading to Melbourne for the second time in 3 years, with Game 2 to be held at the iconic MCG on June 17. Brisbane will be the site of the third and final showdown, with a potential series decider set for July 8 on Maroon's turf at Suncorp Stadium. After another record-breaking Ample Women's State of Origin series in 2025, the 2026 edition is set to kick off on Thursday, April 30, at the home of the defending champions New South Wales Blues at McDonald Jones Stadium in Newcastle. The Harvey Norman Queensland Maroons will then host back-to-back home fixtures, including a blockbuster Suncorp Stadium clash and a potential series decider at Seabass Super Stadium on the Gold Coast on May 28. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The Fiji Airways men's national sevens side has named a 13-member squad for the HSBC SVNS Dubai Sevens this month.
Also named in the squad are experienced playmaker Tario Tamani and Filippo Bakuyaro, with Jeremiah Matana, Yoseva Talakolo, Sevuloni Mothenathagi, Ilikimi Torosi Naruma Vunaki, and Aloisio Ratu Wakandraku, providing power in the front row. George Bose, Wiva Nandrovolo, and Ratu Manueli Nete Maisamoa will provide speed in the back line. 23-year-old Apete Narogo, who plays for Semi Ndrandra's Umbutun team, will make his first international appearance for Fiji at the Dubai Sevens. Narogo was also selected for the Fiji Sevens team that participated in the Ignite Sevens in New Zealand early this month. The Fiji men's Sevens team will begin their Dubai Sevens campaign against Argentina on the 29th of this month. Fiji takes on South Africa the following day and play France in their last pool game. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Eli Katoa will continue his recovery after undergoing brain surgery in Melbourne. Katoa suffered 3 head knocks within 19 minutes while playing for Tonga against New Zealand in the Pacific Championships, including one during the warm-up. The 25-year-old required oxygen after He suffered seizure activity on the sidelines and was rushed to the hospital, where he underwent surgery due to brain bleeding.
Boss Justin Rodsky said Katoa had been steadily improving but still had a long way to go after his Melbourne hospital stay. Could spend time in a rehab centre.
He's in a stable condition. He's been improving, which is really pleasing. He's still got a long way to go in terms of his short-term, medium-term recovery. The next step for us is getting him back to Australia. So we're hopeful that over the weekend or early next week we can get him back to Melbourne, where he'll return to hospital. He'll be able to see some specialists here in Melbourne, and then from there we'll be able to determine next steps for his recovery. But look, the pleasing part and the priority for us has been his welfare, his health, support for his family.
He added it's been a real heartbreaking situation for a young man at the peak of his illustrious rugby league career. Rodsky also expressed gratitude to the New Zealand medical system and staff for being there for him.
A really heartbreaking incident and scenario and situation that, you know, for a young man to go through that, you know, at the peak of his powers. He's just a quality person, both in his community but also here at our club. Yeah, it's been really tough to deal with, and we're grateful for all the support that we've had. We're grateful for the support of the New Zealand health system and all the doctors and surgeons that have been there for him. And yeah, we're looking forward to getting him back to Melbourne and continuing that support.
Darren Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
And now the weather. Regional forecast. Southern, Port Moresby and Daru, cloudy periods with some rain and rain showers and thunderstorms. Popondetta, partly cloudy with some rain and rain showers and possible thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening. Momase, Lay, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with afternoon and evening rain showers and thunderstorms. Madang and Wewak, cloudy periods with rain and rain showers and thunderstorms. New Guinea Islands, all centers, cloudy periods with rain and rain showers and possible thunderstorms, except KVN, mostly cloudy with some rain showers and thunderstorms. And Highlands region, Mount Again, morning 4 clearing into mostly cloudy, then some rain and rain showers and possible thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening. Ocean forecast, Coral and Solomon Sea, sea smooth with northwest to southwest winds of 5 to 10 knots. Bismarck Sea, slight to moderate with northwesterly to west winds of 5 to 15 knots, reaching 20 knots at times over northwest. Pacific Ocean, slight with north to northwest winds of 5 to 15 knots. Coastal waters, waters of southern PNG to Indonesia border to Daru to Kiwai Island, Karama Yule Island, Hood Point, Samarai Island to Cape Vogal, and all Milne Bay Islands to Huon Gulf to Finchafen, seas 0.5 to 1 meter. And that ends the news tonight. Thanks for your company. Good night.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by